You know that intuition cannot be ignored for long. It is a persistent echo, a whisper that resonates within you. There is no escaping it. This person avoids, silences, forgets, but the call does not fade away. And you try to rationalize, get distracted, look for reasons, but the truth remains. There is no doubt in this dynamic. There is only a denial that perpetuates, and you know it. The inner voice becomes a shadow, always present even when you pretend it's not. What you call forgetting is just an attempt to bury something that needs light. Ignoring intuition is a choice that comes at a cost, and that cost accumulates, transforms into anxiety. The message never disappears. It adapts. It intensifies. The more you try not to hear it, the louder it screams. You are not free. You are avoiding. And this evasion only reinforces what you already know. The dream persists. This is not a phase. It is a reality that you decided not to face. Each passing day brings more clarity. You uphold the silence while intuition begs to be heard. And the question is, how long will you insist on ignoring? The reality has already been presented. You feel the weight of what has not been said. The words get stuck, lodged in your throat, a stone that you carry every day. Life goes on, but you are paralyzed. What could be liberating becomes an invisible prison. In every interaction, you notice the superficiality, a game you no longer want to play. This person makes empty promises, slips through your fingers like water, and you seek to understand why this disregard exists. Deep down, you already know. It is a dance of manipulation where there is only one dancer. You observe, powerless to change the choreography. The call of your intuition is clear, but you prefer to look away. You cling to what could be beautiful, to what could be, and this feeds the cycle. You live in a limbo, waiting for something to change, for someone to take the initiative. You convince yourself that there is hope, but that hope is a trap. It's a push to keep you in a place that brings nothing but frustration. Have you ever stopped to think about the cost of that? The lost time, the evaporated opportunities. You are stuck in a mirage. This waiting is cruel. The silence you maintain becomes more deafening with each passing day. What was once a whisper is now a deafening scream. It's clear that change won't come from the outside. It's a responsibility you refuse to accept. And each time you ignore this call, a part of you shatters. It's not just about this person, it's about you, your choices, your decisions. Being at the mercy of this dynamic is not living. It's existing in a state of prolonged denial. You have become comfortable, accepting the unbearable. And meanwhile, life continues, indifferent to your silent pleas. You can lie to yourself, but you cannot escape the truth that echoes in the empty spaces. What you need is courage, courage to face what you have been avoiding. Each day that passes, you feel more distant from who you truly are. You allow yourself to be shaped by the expectations of others, while your essence cries out for freedom. The waiting turns into bitterness. You project your desires onto someone who shows no commitment, and this reflects a pattern, a repetition of behaviors you already know. There's an attraction to the familiar, even when it is painful, but you can no longer justify this. The wear and tear are evident. The reality is that you cannot rely on someone who does not make an effort, and yet you persist as if there were some magic that could reverse what is already clear. You cling to the memories of good moments, but forgetting the present is not a solution. What matters is the now and what you accept as real. You are in a vicious cycle. This relationship consumes you. The highs and lows are exhausting, like an emotional roller coaster that never ends. You climbed, the anticipation grew, but the descent is always abrupt. And on the next round, you wonder if you will be able to stand. The fatigue weighs on you. The energy you invest only returns in the form of dissatisfaction. Your self-care fades as you try to fill a void that cannot be filled by another person. You forget that you deserve something different, something that is not a burden. The world offers so many options, so many possibilities, but you cling to what can't offer anything. And the truth is, you are the only one who can change this. This cycle needs to be interrupted. Every choice you make reverberates in your future. You sustain the silence, but within you, the storm intensifies. It's time to confront this wave of feelings. No more ignoring, no more justifying. You cannot get lost in promises that never come true. The reality has already been presented. What comes next is an invitation to action. to the recognition that the path of denial only leads to more pain. The truths are there, exposed. There is no more room for disguises. The echo of your intuition will not go away. It will only ask to be heard more forcefully. And if you don't decide to act, you will remain trapped in the same narrative, stuck in the same script. Time does not wait. Every second is an opportunity. It's time to choose. And that choice is exclusively yours. It's not about being saved, it's about saving yourself. You carry an invisible but heavy baggage. Memories are not just recollections, they are anchors that hold you in a port of illusions. With each interaction with this person, you find yourself repeating a familiar dance, a rhythm that does not change. A song that was once beautiful, but is now just an empty echo. This vicious cycle does not leave you in peace. The anticipation becomes a burden. Instead of hope, it brings unbearable anxiety. And you have already realized this is not normal. It shouldn't be this way, but you persisted, believing in promises that never held up. Each time the connection becomes superficial, you ignore what is right in front of you. You got lost in sweet words that, deep down, mean nothing. Frustration accumulates like dust in a forgotten corner of your house. You try to clean it, but it always comes back. You observe the patterns. This person says they are busy, that they can't commit, but they still show up when it suits them. And you allow it, because the instinct to seek validation guides you. You convince yourself that this temporary attention is better than absolute emptiness. But those who really care don't do that. There is no room for games, manipulation, or disregard. The reality is harsh. You know that the change is not in the other person, but in your willingness to break this cycle that consumes you, day after day. It's time to stop accepting crumbs. Each interaction tears you a little more. You find yourself fighting against a whirlwind of emotions, clinging to what could be. You live in a world of ifs, not realizing that each if is a trap that sinks you deeper and deeper. You don't need this. You have forgotten your own needs. What do you really want? Genuine connection, respect, commitment. It's not much, but it seems unattainable. And this feeling of powerlessness only reinforces the idea that you don't deserve more than this. But you do deserve it. Believe me, you deserve it. The cost of staying in this cycle intensifies. You postpone decisions, but reality does not wait. Time wears on. Opportunities fade away. You watch life pass by as you cling to what doesn't bring satisfaction. This is not living, it's simply existing. Where is the courage? Where is the will to change? Each day is a choice, and the choice to remain in the same situation is the choice to stay paralyzed. You have the key to freedom, but remain locked in the cell you built yourself. It is an invisible but palpable prison. You don't need to live in the shadow of this toxic dynamic. Your worth is not defined by the presence of someone who does not put in the effort. Self-love must be a priority. It needs to be the foundation upon which you build your relationships. When you remember this, the perspective changes. Look within. What do you feel? What do you really want? That internal call you ignore is the voice of your true self, asking to be freed. It's time to listen to that voice. It's no longer about waiting for someone else. It's about moving forward on your own. These decisions are tough, you know that. Breaking cycles is not simple. You will have to face the pain of the unknown. But the pain of the known is even worse. You've felt it. The fear of what might happen when taking a step toward independence is immense. But what happens if you do nothing? The answer is clear. You will always be here, stuck in what's not worth it. And this scenario repeats like a bad, endless movie. You will no longer be a spectator of your life. You will take control of the plot. And if you take a step into the dark, you will realize that the darkness is not as terrifying as it seems. There are possibilities beyond what you imagined. As difficult as it may be, make the choice to act. Pull up the anchor that keeps you stuck. Free yourself from the need for external validation. From now on, you are no longer seeking empty promises. You demand actions, and if there are none, you say goodbye. No dramatic farewells, just recognizing that you don't need this. The echo of your intuition will continue to shout, and you will finally listen. And more, you will feel light. The words that were once choked will come out fluently. You will be able to express your needs directly and assertively. Be firm. Leave no room for ambiguous interpretations. You have already drawn your future. Now act accordingly. Every moment of hesitation is a missed chance, and you can no longer afford to lose what truly matters. Time is finite, and your life is now. The reality has already been presented. It's time to choose. The choice is yours. The strength is within you. Your future depends on what you decide today. You feel the tension in every breath, the accumulated pressure, like a balloon about to burst, every day farther from clarity. But you refuse to let this truth emerge. Why? The fear of the unknown can be paralyzing, a trap disguised as security. Life turns into a monotonous routine. Days drag on, and you seek occupations that never fill the void. Laughter becomes scarce, the sparkle in your eyes extinguished. You look to the side and see others living, connecting, and you ask yourself, why not me? This comparison is treacherous. Someone in your circle has a healthy relationship, and soon you find yourself questioning your choices. You analyze the conversations, the gestures, the interactions, and you realize that for this person, it's not just about being together. It's about being valued, respected, loved. A real exchange, a mutual understanding. The cycle seems unbreakable, but you have to face the harsh truth. It's not for a lack of love, but for your inability to love yourself. You stay there, making concessions, accepting crumbs, and the ever-growing expectation turns into a burden. You feel the frustration increase like an internal outcry. When was the last time you looked in the mirror and recognized yourself? When was the last time you allowed yourself to feel full joy, without binds, without fears? The echo of your intuition intensifies, demanding your attention, and you, once again, look away. The emotional maneuvers of this other are subtle. He appears and disappears, like a ghost oscillating between comfort and pain. You cling to the hope that one day he will become more present, more genuine, and this illusion nourishes you, but it also consumes you. You are trapped in a vicious cycle where expectation turns into anxiety, and then comes that message, an unexpected high. The heart races. You find yourself diving into a sea of possibilities, but soon this excitement turns into frustration. The promises are not kept, silence returns, and you, once again, wait. This waiting becomes a maze with no way out. Have you ever stopped to think about what you really want? Not the expectations of others, but what pulses inside you. What would a healthy relationship be? A genuine connection. The certainty that your needs matter, that your time is valuable. What could be a harmonious dance turns into a constant struggle. Each interaction becomes an emotional battle. You try to convince yourself that everything is fine, that everything is under control. But deep down, you know you're just sweeping the situation under the rug. The dust keeps accumulating, and what was once a light annoyance turns into an unbearable burden. You need to stop, breathe, and face the truth. A pattern repeats itself, unfulfilled promises. The other becomes absent when you need them the most. You ignore it, you justify it, and the cycle starts again. And when you finally decide to put a stop to it, a wave of doubts arises. You feel like you are throwing away something that could have been beautiful. But was it really? This internal conflict is exhausting. You observe your own feelings being devalued. With every new attempt to connect, there is a painful withdrawal. You find yourself making excuses to accept behaviors that should be unacceptable, and you question yourself, am I the one who is wrong? This doubt is not just about the relationship. It's about yourself, about what you accept as normal. You will need courage to confront this reality. The truth is that you do not need to live for someone else. You need to live for yourself. Liberation does not come from outside. It comes from within. You need to stop underestimating yourself. From this moment on, the voice of your intuition will no longer be ignored. Instead of waiting for someone else, you will take the reins of your own life. The control is yours. The decisions will not be easy. Some might even hurt you. But what you do now will shape your future. Distance yourself from patterns that harm you. And as you distance yourself, you will realize that discomfort is temporary. The pain of a breakup may seem overwhelming, but the burden of standing still is even worse. This load of emotions that you carry does not have to be yours forever. Instead of protecting yourself from more pain, choose to open up to new experiences. Embrace uncertainties. Because true freedom comes with the recognition that life is made of choices, and the best one starts with you. The reality in front of you will not change on its own. You need to act. And when you decide to act, you will not be at the mercy of empty promises. You will build a path where your voice will be heard. What once seemed unattainable now becomes a new possibility. The key to change resides in your hands, and the determination to be free is the first step. You are not a spectator. You are the protagonist of your story. Now make the decision. Free yourself.